Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the Syrian civil war uh, situation report summary. The situation have went to shit in Syria. Uh, the the situation compared to what I reported just yesterday is now drastically different. Everything is now different, and I need to tell you, you need to stay with me because a lot of crazy things has happened. First thing first, I want to talk about the macro situation. First, there is some kind of a military coup that is currently happening in Damascus. So the most likely, if I'm not wrong, the coup troops is the Syrian Republican Guard, which is a surprise, because they are supposed to be, the Republican Guard. So, the fourth division has been activated to fight against them, and this fighting is now currently around in the Kafar Sosa region of Damascus, which basically is in the southwest of Damascus. So this is currently happening. There's also no serious situation. The SNA, the Syrian National Army, has launched its offensive. Yesterday, we have reported fighting in the uh, Elba, south of Elba. So there was fighting there, but no in the since 24 hours, the troops from the SNA have broke through, and they basically have penetrated all the way down to very very far from to this point of a Daya Kafir. This is super far away from the front line. We are talking about a distance of like the 26.7 kilometers. They basically have broke through the front line, and basically there's no one defending in the rear. They just simply drive all the way down. So I'm not even sure if I should use green, if I can see, you can see or not. And they have basically crossed the entire front line, almost seemingly undeterred by anyone. The and by the look of it, the Syrian Democratic Forces, the SDF, basically the Kurdish forces and all the other tribal forces that allied with the Americans, have also seemingly flipped, despite that they are supposedly neutral in this situation. They have also expanded their control. They have also attacked, wrong color. They have also moved out from their front lines position that was holding against the SNA and the Turkish backed forces, and they have taken most of the northeast and the eastern part of Aleppo, and they have also quickly secured other positions. They have actually also appeared in in the air base around north of this lake, this water body, as well as Daya Kafir, together with the SNA troops. So tentatively, they definitely have some kind of agreement or coup, which means that the SDF may actually already know this operation might happen, or they are just adapting. We are not sure currently at the situation what's happening, but they definitely have some kind of agreement to not fight each other. So the SNA have taken the advantage of the breakthrough by the HTS, which is the other group called the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, the HTS group that was the one that started this entire operation, has created all this opportunity for the SNA to now break through from the north and the expansion of the SDF forces. Tentatively, there is encirclement of some kind of Syrian government forces around here. Actually, I should put it in. But there is some kind of encirclement here. So I'm going to put it, just put one enough already, because I don't think they're going to last long. So there's some kind of a Syrian position around here. That is now encircled by the SDF as well as the HTS. The SDF forces is not going to fight the government forces, so this is likely going to be purely attacked from the HTS side. So the situation is becoming really stupid right now. It's very very messy. So and then we also have the Free Syrian Army suddenly pop out on the social media. At least this was reported by this Nada post, saying that the Free Syrian Army has raised combat readiness in the El-Taf region. The problem with El-Taf is that this is part of the American-controlled region. So the Free Syrian Army here definitely is super suspicious, because the Free Syrian Army has already rebranded to the Syrian National Army. So I'm not sure who are these people, or maybe this is just fake rumors. A lot of withdrawal from the Syrian government forces has been reported because of the fighting is now reaching to Hama. So, and the thing about Hama is that the HTS forces has already entered into Hama, and then they have been fighting over there. Some attempt by the Syrian army, the government forces, tried to counterattack and hold a new position, but I think the number of troops that they have and the area of operations is way too big. Rumors of mass evacuation from Hama has been reported already, and in fact, the government forces seems to have zero will to fight, because there is also rumors of the government forces withdrawing from this major base at El Taka, and this is nowhere near to the front line, and they have already started to withdraw. So they have already withdrawn, and the location that they are withdrawing to I cannot find on the map at this in the short distant short time that I have trying to plot out what the hell is happening. And I don't think it's important, because I think they will just melt away. If they are not there to fight, I think they will just melt away. So tentatively, this, which means that this El Takab air base, which was kind of like controlled by the Syrian army, I think this is going to be falling into the SDF troops very, very quickly. And which means that all the situation, all the frontline, the borders that was previously meant between the SDF and the Syrian army combined, though they corroborate together to secure the border, is probably going to melt away to becoming purely SDF, which also means that the Turkey side may actually launch offensive into the northern Syria to take whatever they want. And Turkish forces or Turkish-backed forces, it's hard to tell at this moment what Turkey is going to play. What's the game plan for the Turkey side? The Turkish likely could potentially just break through using Turkish government forces. So you have to understand that this is possible, because all this is Turkish forces, by the way. This area here, this is entirely Turkish. This area here is the Euphrates Shield, and they also combine these Turkish forces with the Syrian National Army. Previously, this was the Olive Branch forces. This also Turkish together with the Syrian National Army. So the Turkish have grounds in the north of Syria, and it is potential that with the fall of the Assad government, they could potentially expand their control. So but this is the situation report. So I just want to and because this, I think the situation unfolds so dramatically, which is why I'm putting this on the main channel, because this is like crazy. So let's go into the details in terms of the military situation. Let's go to Aleppo first. In Aleppo, this is the previous captured ground. This is the furthest. This is now the new grounds. As you can see, this new ground is huge. This entire area is captured by the HTS forces. They have expanded control, and they have also taken the airbase, the airbase, the Aleppo International Airport. But the SDF forces was deployed there first. They were there first, and then, however, it doesn't seem that they are fighting each other. Which means that by now Aleppo is now entirely under rebel control between the HTS and the SDF. So this then, and there is all these talk about the Tiger forces and whatnot didn't turn out to be anything true. Aleppo is now entirely, if I'm not wrong, fallen to the rebel forces. The Russians and the Syrian government forces have airstrike the western part of Aleppo. This went viral. Make a lot of the pro-Russian people very excited about, here comes the Hama or something. And it didn't happen much, because the ground, the real war have to be fought on the ground, and the airstrike nearly just killed some people, but it didn't manage to stop the HTS forces. So at this moment, the HTS forces has already moved out to new ground. There's probably not much more fighting around this area here. The entire government troops has already melted away, and you can see all this expansion of control is, yeah. So the entire force has already went all the way, and they're going to meet with the SNA forces or the SDF forces in the border. So this encirclement here is unlikely to hold, is impossible to hold, by the way. I believe the government troops is going to change to civilians and then just going to withdraw. This is what I think they're going to do. I don't think they're going to hold, stay and fight. There's no way they can escape this amount of distance. But it's also still important to note that the rebel forces do not have an air force. They have drone forces, but they don't have an air force. So the government forces, by right, they should have better equipments like tanks and heavy artillery. They got the Russians supporting them, and we saw all these military exercises. Remember, all these very epic combined arms for exercise with the Russians. Just maybe a year ago, and it seems like all these are just not very effective. It's just very for show, because they can't defend at this moment. There's the speed of the advance just shows that the Syrians really have no will to fight at this moment. And you have to also understand that the half of Syria, this half of Syria is basically under the SDF control largely, and then there is only a few major cities in Syria. Damascus, of course, is the capital. We have Homs, we have Hama, Aleppo, and basically this chain. And already Hama is falling. The Aleppo is gone, Hama is gone. They're going to go for Homs next, and then after that they're going to go for Damascus, and basically that will be the end of the Assad regime. There is no way without Damascus the Assad regime can continue to rule Syria. So this situation is getting very, very desperate. It's reminiscent of the situation with the ISIS invasion into Syria. Very, very reminiscent. The ISIS and then the rebel forces all coming on at the same time. It remains to be seen whether the Russians can do much. The Russians also airstrike into this city of Jasil al-Shagul. This is a part of this HTS and SNA positions, long-time position, but I don't think it's going to do much. This kind of airstrikes are not going to affect the ground forces. So in the southern flank or the southern front, the HTS forces continue to expand control, seemingly without much deterrence. So they basically just hit all the way south, and there is so this the military coup. This some rumors that happened, and the only one that I saw basically on live UA maps in reporting is only the Syrian Republican Guard, and over at Hama, forces has already entered into Hama already. The Syrian government forces is deployed around the El Abidin region to try to hold the defense, but I don't think this is gonna work. Maybe this is just rumors or nonsense. Most of the troops seemingly is being reported to be evacuating and retreating. They're basically not fighting. So the government forces totally are not holding position. They're not staying to fight. I'm not sure how the Assad regime is going to survive. I think in 1 week's time, the entire Syria will be under rebel control by the look of it at this rate. So that's what it is. Some of the places captured, including Murada, including this Khalad El Madid, all these places. There's way too many places that's been captured, so it's not really meaningful. And this entire central part with all these highways, I don't think the Syrian army is going to hold positions around here as well. So this is just some very terrible geography. And I think Syria is just the Syrian government forces is just going to hold positions around Damascus, along the Lebanon border, and hope for the best. Homs, not sure if they're going to do much to defend it. And then we have the Americans eyeing with all the saliva coming out, and not sure what they're going to do next. So that's very, very, very precarious at this moment. What else do we have? So this area here, this is now the Syrian National Army captured places. They have went all the way to Shama, all the way to Dever Hafir. There's an air base around here. There was airstrike. It was captured. SNA and SDF troops both are there. This is a major air base called the Kuwares. Military Aviation Institute. And along all these captured areas, there's a lot of military bases, there are tanks, and yeah, a lot of military equipment has fallen to the rebel side as well. So this area here is government forces positions, and I'm not sure if they can hold this position at all. I'm not sure at all. That's the problem right now for the Syrian government forces, and everything. And then the rest of these places, there is some Syrian government troops positions, strongholds, but I think they are all gonna fall. This Kabwat military base is one of the this base is very interesting. The entire Syrian civil war, despite encirclement, the government forces continue to hold position there, and they have never fallen. So that's one of the interesting things. But I'm not sure, if they are going to repeat their success, as as Aleppo, there's this citadel in Aleppo. Where's Aleppo? There is this citadel, at which this citadel has also never fallen to the rebels before, and now it has already fallen to the rebel forces. And there was this this myth that as long as the citadel holds, the Syrian Republic will never fall, but it failed. So that's the disaster right now. So I'm not sure how else to put this, but no, yeah, this is just a shit show at this moment. So hopefully this is interesting to you. Yeah, it's just this still a developing situation. I think by the anytime that you go and check, I think that this situation will continue to develop and will be different from what I've said, because as things continue to move on. So we shall see how this military coup goes. If the military coup is successful, then we might see the collapse of the Syrian Republic very quickly, and then we will see a totally new Syria born, with the very difficult negotiation between SDF, SNA, and all the different rebel groups to form a new Syria. And that is the positive note. That's the optimistic view of what is going to happen. The pessimistic view is that it will go into a next phase of civil war where everyone fights for more control. Anyway, thank you for watching. Press the like button, subscribe, and I think the Frontline changes report, I will put it into the DPA War channel. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next update.